Hey, friends and family. Okay, I'm gonna try to talk faster because this is actually take two because take one was nearly 30 minutes long, and yeah, that can take a while to download. So trying to talk fast, and plus Mimi kept interrupting my other one, so I'm just like, okay, so let's try this again and try to get it done in a reasonable amount of time. Um, in the Adventures of Renetta right now, Renetta is having a kind of a trespass. We'll call it a trespassing battle. Yeah, we have a human trespasser. I think has been trespassing since we bought the house. Um, because when we first moved into the house, one of my blue autism lights came up missing. The one off the back porch disappeared, which was kind of an odd thing to take, you know. But take it from the back. If you're going to take one, take it from the back porch where nobody's going to see you because you're on the back of the house and not the front of the house. It's where everybody can see. Um, and uh, and before we were even settled in, I did get to discuss that with an officer. Of course, he wasn't here to because I had called him. Um, I'm sure he was here because one of the neighbors had called him and said, "Hey, I think somebody is squatting in that house." Because when he pulled into the yard, I was on the back porch cleaning the washer and dryer because they were dirty from being in storage. I hadn't brought them into the house yet because of that. Um, so, and plus I was in my pajamas. I hadn't gotten dressed yet. So I'm in my pajamas on my back deck cleaning a dirty washer and dryer. When the cruiser pulls in and the officer gets out and asks me what I'm doing here. And I'm like, which I kind of thought, just looking at me in my pajamas, cleaning the washer and dryer, is kind of obvious. I'm settling in, and I was just like, this is my new house, and he asked me if I was renting, and no, I'm mine. This is mine now, and I did tell him about um the the light disappearing off the back porch, you know. So, but other than that, um, we haven't really been bothered. I'll say it like that. But my most recent problem that I'm having is this kind of a trespasser. Yeah, he's dying because I don't have any holes in here for him. So in that, you know, he's actually Mickey number 3. He's the third one we've caught in the house in less than a week. Um, so the first one echo cornered. So when I scooped him up into a jar just like that one, he he was bloody and twitching, so he was already on his way out. The second one, me and Cherokee caught in her room. He ran behind a dresser, and we got him to run into a jar just like that, by Cherokee spraying bug spray on the other side and me holding the jar on the ground on the other side. So he's running to go get air. He ran into the jar, you know. Um, so, and then I've, you know, Mimi. And then so I'm trying to cope with all the things that have been going on in my life. Periodically I would come out and find the door to the front of the crawl space on the front of the house laying on the ground. Now I thought it was just falling off. Now I don't think it's just falling off anymore. I think somebody's taken it off, and that they're so, and that they don't care whether I realize somebody's taken it off or not. Normally I just find it laying on the ground. But the other day when I came out, it wasn't laying on the ground. It was propped up against the house on the hole, sitting at an angle. Um, and at first I thought that was an odd way for it to fall. How did it fall like that? I couldn't wrap my brain around that. And then the mouse problem happened, and so I'm dealing with that. And when I took Mimi out yesterday morning, on top of it being, I took advantage of, I'm out there with her to put out some bait traps with some poison in them. So I put one in there, put the door up, and I went to the back of the house where there's a hole, and put the other one there. And and then a few hours later, I came back out with Mimi to, one, let her have another potty break, and to go out, and since it wasn't too hot, to spray some weed killer on the Russian thistle. It's bad stuff, Russian thistle. It turns into tumbleweeds, but those tumbleweeds are leaving behind these really pricky, sharp, well, seeds that are not fun to step on. And so, and I don't, and then you wear your shoes outside because they're out there, and but they get tracked into the house too. And so usually if I'm stepping on one, it's because it's gotten tracked into the house. So I'm trying to get rid of those, and they're a booger to deal with. But so but I know what I noticed as because the door is down again, and the bait trap was not where I put it. These mice aren't big enough to carry off. He's not big enough to carry off a bait trap. I'm sorry, he's not. And so I'm talking to Cherokee. She's like, you gotta do something. Somebody's, somebody's messing with us. And so I finally did decide to call and have an officer come out so I could talk to him. And he's had some advice, some really good advice about how to, deal with some of the cracks and gaps that they might be coming into around the house. And he's having a similar problem at his house up the road in Searchlight, and he asked me if I had seen any coyotes lately. And I haven't seen any, and I haven't heard any. Usually hear them calling at night, So I ain't seen none, I ain't heard none. And so coyotes mainly eat is rodents. So somebody has hunted the coyotes, probably because they want to protect their dog, their little dog or their cat, And our solution is Echo is not an outside cat. He's never been an outside cat. And when we picked out Mimi, we were looking for something that would get bigger, a larger dog that couldn't just be carried off by a coyote, or would, if a coyote came in the yard, would have a fighting chance against it. But even though she's turned out she's not very big, she's a year old, and she's now, and and Labradors are a pretty decently sized dog. I would call them a large dog, and not extra large, but large. And she's supposed to be a lab mix, but she's on the smaller side. She's more of a medium sized dog. So, so I've got a person that's coming into my yard, and I had to get locking gas caps. The engine went on my Ford, and then this is, it's a rural area. There's no public transportation. You cannot get a taxi. You cannot get Uber. You cannot get Lyft out here. So, and to not leave them without a vehicle, because I need to get back and forth to work. I used my income tax return to buy a Volkswagen Golf in March. Less than 2 months later, the engine of the Golf caught on fire on my way home from work and burned the Golf basically to the ground. There wasn't much left, but a burned out husk by the time the fire department got there and whatnot. Um, and so yeah, I'm just kind of feeling like somebody's targeting me, and it'd be like, why would anybody target you, Miss Renetta? Because Miss Renetta is darker than pretty much everybody that lives here, and I think they're kind of hoping to scare me away or make. Yeah, but I'm buying this place. I ain't planning on going nowhere anytime soon. This might be where I die at, because I don't see me moving in the foreseeable future. Not with the way things are going. My I started off part time at Home Depot. I've been there almost 6 years, and I'm still part time. Um, and I don't even get into that because it's just okay. So I won't hear nobody's excuses about that no more. Uh, so anyhow, uh, so I'm trying to deal with a mouse problem. So we've got Mickey number 3 right there. We have spotted Mickey number 4 in the kitchen, but he ducked into in the cabinet. He ducked into a hole that leads in behind the dishwasher. And I'm just like, okay, I don't know how far I could move the dishwasher without possibly disconnecting something vital to it. Um, so, yeah. So he's kind of safe for the moment, anyways. I did stick a sticky trap back there in the cabinets. We're hoping, he gets stuck on it. That's all we can do at the moment. Um, or he goes to another part of the house where either Echo gets him or I manage to catch him. Um, so, um, and I think they brought fleas with them into the house. I've got all kinds of I know you can't see because there's too much light coming in through the window behind me. But I had to tie the curtains up because they wanted to run behind those to hide. Um, so yeah. So, but I've got something's like eating me alive. This arm has quite a few bites on it. This arm only has a couple. I've got a patch of bites on my left leg and a few on my right leg too. So yeah. So I'm trying to deal with my mice. I'm trying to deal with vehicles that are failing on me, or or somebody's messing with my vehicles. And then and just on top of the everyday stress of being financially strapped continually, and not being able to get ahead. It was not, so, oh my goodness. But yeah, so other than that, we're okay. I'm dealing with the mouse problem as best I can. So far I've got the sticky traps. I've got one electric one, and I've got poison that I've put outside. And when the officer got here, he noticed the trap on the other side of the yard, and what it looked like to me when he pointed it out, is he saw it, it looked like somebody threw it over there. I don't think no animal came and, one, took down the door, and two, grabbed that and took it out. I think they were coming to see what I put under there, to see if I put something valuable under there or something. Maybe. I have no idea what they're thinking, because I ain't got money. Yeah, I managed to, through my own determination and my refusal to give up, found a way to buy a house despite only being a part-time employee. And they weren't in a hurry to try and give a part-time person a loan to buy a house. No. but you know that the loans are based off your income, and you have to have been with your employer at least 2 years. Um, you know, they want you to have stable employment. Well, I got stable employment, it's just not full time. Um, like I've been trying to get for what feels like forever now. Um, so, but yeah, I'm gonna try and cut this off here. Um, we're okay. We're dealing with the problem. I'm the only one that's getting bit up at this point. Um, Cherokee's not getting bit up, and Jason's not complaining about getting bit up. Um, and we're, you know, finding ourselves kind of, you know, trying to make ourselves settle into the house a little bit more. I think, even though we've been here for almost 2 years now, part of me is afraid to get too settled, that something is going to go wrong and I'm going to lose the house, because we have been homeless before a couple of times. So, um, yeah, this is it's scary, especially, you know, when you know you're not a valued employee. Um, I'm gonna wish you peace in your lives and peace in your hearts, and your and you know, we love you and we miss you, friends and family, and you know, don't be afraid to, you know, either, you know, drop me a line on Facebook, or if you want to make a comment here, you know, I do read them if anybody comments, or you know, give me a call just to say hi, I love you, and and you're praying for me. You know. All right, peace.